All right, y'all. Good morning. Back again with another video. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go dim this light real quick. All right, back again with another video, and there's some things I didn't put in my video last night, and I want to talk about them real quick. Um, so there's certain adjustments being made by the Pelicans players, low-key subtle things that I've picked up on over the past games or so. So, one of the players I want to talk about real quick is Lonzo Ball. And something I've noticed is he's starting to use a hesitation motion, um, hezi, when he's playing right now. Like, he's using that to freeze the defense before he attacks, and he did it a couple times last night. Um, I believe AD pointed it out in the actual game, but I've noticed it for the last couple games. It's been something he's going to kind of freeze defenders so he can get to the basket. Uh, he wasn't doing this stuff years prior, you know. Just little nuanced things about the game to help him get moving, downhill so he can finish at the rack. Um, he's learning how to time his rim attacks perfectly. Well, not necessarily perfectly, but better. Um, One of the things last year I thought was he was a little indecisive with how he was going to attack. There's a lot more air of certainty to his attacks at the rack. The one thing I think he's still trying to work on is how do I finish this or make this work at the rim. But how to actually get there was something he was kind of not as proficient at. I think the offseason helped him develop some of that, and going through the reps this year and getting in the game shape and getting into his role has helped him figure things out. That kind of stuff takes time. And he mentioned that last night when the Pelicans, when the post game presser. So he's cognizant of it. He knows. But the main thing is, because of this, we've started to see an uptick in some of his stats. So I'm here on Basketball Reference. I'm at my computer. I'm gonna turn around. I'm not sure how well you guys be able to see that. And let me scroll up and see. Hey, there's our boy Lonzo. Look at his stats up there. Look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. PRs is up. So win shares. It's a little lower this year than it normally is, but that's okay. Now, I don't know what the fuck this is on my shirt. I don't know what that is. That just caught my eye. I really don't know. I mean, I was drinking one of these bad boys, but I ain't get any on me. I know I didn't, but yeah, I don't know what that is. But anyway, by the way, these things are good. You know, I know one of y'all was talking about me in that processed sugar. Well, this is a whole lot better. This is kind of like my, not just particularly this flavor. I've been trying this recently because it usually, well, not this one, but yeah, this is different from the one I normally get. I just noticed that. But the other ones I have a lot of fiber in it for digestion. But between this one and there's a couple others, and you can see the ingredients in it. These are really good, by the way. Um, just FY, expensive as hell. You know, why all the good things, healthy things for you expensive? I don't know, but whatever. But anyway, to the point here. Um, so here's where we're at. Lonzo is putting up career high in points, 14.8. You want to, you can round that up to 15. Uh, Turnovers, career low. His lowest up before now was 2.2, but now he's at 2. I would like to see him somehow get this down to like 1.7, 1.8. Uh, let's see. Obviously, all his other major stats are down. His blocks, steal rate, assists, and rebounds. I get it. His free throw percentage is 77% or 0.775. If you wanted to make that 0.78 or 78%, I wouldn't fault you. He's likely going to push for that. I'm trying to remember the last time he actually missed a free throw. Actually, I think he missed one in the Spurs game. I may be incorrect on that. Um, but yeah, he's been hitting those with regularity. Considering last year he was at 56%, year before that 41 or 42% if you round up, and when he came into the league at 45%, look at that. He's had improvement. I don't know what happened that second year, but he just got worse for some odd reason. That may have been confidence in his shot, or shot mechanics, I should say. That's another thing I need to talk about too. His confidence. I'm glad I said that. But yeah, 77%. I'm not sure where that stacks in the league as far as guards, but that's tremendous improvement. Tremendous improvement. For the first time in his career, he's taking or making one free throw a game. You know, um, that's important. I'd like to see him get those numbers up. That'll probably come in the next couple years, but the fact that he's even taking one a game and he's making at least one a game is a vast improvement because he wasn't even making one a game. Now his field goal, his 2-point attempts, he's at 4.6, which is tied for last year, his lowest of his career, but he's making more. He went from just making solid 2 to 2.3, which has bumped him all the way up to 49% or 50%. That's outstanding. That is outstanding. Uh, Being able to draw threat, uh, finish at the rim, the mid range, you know, the variety of attacks, places he can attack from this year. That's what you need to see from Lonzo. Tremendous improvement from where he was a couple years ago. Which, as a matter of fact, is funny. He made 2.3 his second year on the Lakers, and he made it on a slightly higher volume, 4.9 total attempts versus 4.6. But I think part of that has to do with playing with LeBron. LeBron getting him on the cuts or the leak outs. Made his efficiency higher, which goes to show you playing with better players typically ups your stats or ups your game. Uh, Now the 3 pointers. He's shooting 39.397. If you want to round it up to say 40, fair enough. Uh, he's going to be a 40-point shooter this year. Mark my words. He is going to be 40. He's not as inconsistent. Like, you guys think about this. Last year he took 6.3 attempts. This year he's taking 7.7. That's a full attempt and almost a half more. And he was making 2.3. Now he's making 3.1. So he's good for 3 a game. Think about this. In just this is what 2% because he was 37% last year, 39 or 40% this year. Uh, that's 2 percentage points difference. Look at how vastly different of a shooter he looks like because of 2%. That 2% is massive. Last year, you kind of had to hold your breath on his jump shot. Like, oh, is he going to make it? This year, it's like, oh, yeah, that shit going in. 2% makes a hell of a difference. And the fact that he's making 3 of these a game, there's some guys out there who's making 4 on higher volume. And I know people were trying to denigrate his 3-point shooting. Here's the problem I have with Zoe's 3-point shooting, if I'm going to critique him, actually. I don't like the fact that all his stuff is standstill. I need him to be able to do more off the dribble. He's been showing some pull up, but I haven't seen that rah, rah, rah. I need to see more of that. That is the dimension of his game that's missing. Now, the problem I have with Zoe is Zoe seems to be trigger happy. So if he do that, Zoe might start doing that and his percentages will come down. So for now, I think I'm okay with it. Get paid, get your money, and then this off season for sure work on that. And then come in next year and you can beat your guy more consistently if you get him in that pick and roll off of Zion's big body or whoever you're playing with. that'll be a more effective shot. And now they got to play him harder and lead him to the basket where he's starting to realize, hey, I can mid range you to death. And again, that left corner, that left crust, that elbow, that little apex there, that's his go-to spot. The mid ranges he made last night all came from that left crust, that little left spot that I told you guys about, like way back in the beginning of the season, back in like December, early January. But yeah, making three threes on 7.7, almost 8 attempts. That's phenomenal. Uh, Now, here's the funny thing: he's shooting 43% from the field. This is total field goal percentage, 12.4 attempts. He's making, that's the most he's ever taken in the season, and 5.4 is the total makes, and that's the most he's ever made in the season. He's actually increased that by 1 full point. Last year he was taking 10.9 and made 4.4. This year he's making 5.4. Uh, and if you want to, that's about actually, yeah, that's 1.5 more increase. So that's really freaking good. I always thought he should be around 13 to 14. He's taking about 1 to 2 less shots almost off of where I want him. If he takes that extra 1 to 2 shots, um, I think that'll have a tremendous effect on the rest of his scoring numbers. I think he'll probably push up to around 16, 17 points a game. Um, I think his 3 pointers is probably going to stay the same. I want that to come more from the twos, and I think that will have a better total effect on his overall numbers if he can start to do that with any kind of regularity. Because what's going to start opening up for him right now is, and we've seen it, you know, they're running him off the 3 point line. Think about this. They used to let him sit there. Now they're running him off the 3 point line. And so now he can get to his mid range. But he was going to the rack. So they're like, okay, we're going to stop the rack and we're going to stop here. Now he's making mid range. So what's the thing? Now the big has to decide, do I have to come up and stop him? And he started making a dump off pass. He's getting to the point. He cannot be stopped. The only thing stopping him is himself. He's getting to the point that he knows because he was already a great passer, right? You know, he's already giving you basically 15 a game, 15, 5, and 4. Okay. He's able to draw threat like I said he needed to. All this stuff, go look back at my channels and fact check me. I said it was one of the most important things he was going to have to do this year was draw threat. 15 points a game is drawing threat. Them running you off the line is drawing threat. Because now, especially if you got to get in a pick and roll situation with Zion, that's going to be the thing that they're going to have to deal with. How do we stop Zoe's ability to finish? And people are talking about he's not finishing good at the rack. He's a much improved finisher than he was last year. Yes, he can still get better. But I think more so than finishing at the rack, I want to see him draw more contact and get to the foul line. Because those free throws are helping his numbers. That 77% free throw rate or 78% free throw rate is going to do wonders because that's just 3 points. It doesn't necessarily take away from his other stats. It's just free additional points that he racks up in the midst of the game. And if he could get that and start drawing with regularity, they're going to be fearful of fouling him. And they're going to try. The thing is, he has to get that mid range at that point. His stats are going to reflect his mid range. If he can still hit high 40s and he can finish at a high clip for free throw, now the thing is we got to try to figure out a way to not foul this guy and get him to only take mid ranges. They'll allow him to take that mid range shot. If he could take that mid range shot too, now there's no answer for him. He's completely unguardable on the court all over. But that requires a couple other things. Like I said, he's got to be able to pull up off the dribble with the 3. That's the threat. He has to be able to pull up off the dribble with the 3. He has to be able to get his attack rate up, which means he's going to have to take another shot or 2 a game. He's going to have to take more mid-range jump shots. Remember, I've always told you guys 5-5-5. You know, as a base standard. You know, 5 mid-ranges, 5 finishes at the rim, 5 threes. If you do that, you know you're taking enough shots. Your little shot chart is nice and diverse. If he can get that to a balanced level and they can't stop him, he's going to be one of the best players in the league. There's guys in the league right now who can't finish at all three levels. He's on the cusp of being one of the most unguardable players and one of the hardest players to figure out, because hitting at all three levels, plus being a savant like passer, is really hard to deal with. And he does the defense and affects the game on so many different levels. That is an all-star. That is an all-star. That is a perennial all-star. And you got all-stars who can't even do this shit. You see what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, let me talk about the confidence thing. Look, and I probably should do this in another video, but I'm gonna make this real concise. People need to stop talking about this man confidence. Stop talking about this man confidence. Let me tell you why. If his confidence is as flail and as flimsy as you guys make it seem, he should not be playing in the league. If his confidence is rising and lowering, it's kind of like guys like that have no place in the league. You got to be a confident player to be in this league. Look, 5 threes, or almost 6 his first season, 5 threes his second season, 6 threes his third season, almost 8 threes this season. Okay, his shot chart, he's going up right now, shot percentage or shot chart, as far as like what he's taking. Okay, confidence. I put it like this: him having confidence in his own abilities was not the issue. It's having trust in his shot falling. That's what it all was. Look at this: the more his shot has fallen, the more his mentality has changed offensively. Look at this: 15, 5 and 4, 78% free throws, 49% field goal shooting, 39% from two, 40% from three, and then 43% total field goal shooting. That's remarkable. Where he needs to be for the rest of his career is that field goal percentage needs to be about 45, and he's working on that. But if he's not confident, he shouldn't be in the league. The league is not meant for guys who aren't confident. I'm just telling you the truth. We need to stop this notion that he's not confident. He is a confident player. He clearly is a confident player. He's always been a confident player. It's just the trust and the jump shot. Last year was the change in the jump shot. Year 2, he realized it's not going to work. Year 3, he buckled down and made the change. He had to get used to it and train himself up to it. This was the first year he got his offseason. Honestly, it's probably best for his career that it happened this way, because the first offseason he got to work on his jump shot, which has led to the increase in the higher efficiency he's having. It's all confidence. When you get out on the court, you got to test things and figure out how things work. You just, you go learn a move, and you've been on the playground, you want to go try it in the game. He's got to get to that point of trying that stuff in the game. That's why he needed that time, plus the roles, plus the coaching, plus getting used to it. It all takes time, okay? Which is why people that were sitting there like writing him off earlier dumb. Like, yeah, and if you watch this video and you one of the people I'm talking about you, dumbass. You're dumb. Like, it is what it is. He's confident. Quit saying he's not confident or he doesn't have confidence. What it is being accepting of critique and the blame that comes your way. Now, it's not Lonzo can't play. Now it's Lonzo, you need to make the right play all the time. When he missed or took that late 3 shot, he was ridiculed. Okay, they thought he could have got him, but he shouldn't have took that shot. Next game, he doesn't take the shot. Okay, now he's taking a shot. What it is, he has to get out of his own head, and the coaches have to get out of his head too and let the man play fucking ball. Bruh, if you take the shot, it's a good look, fuck it. If you don't take the shot and you still get a good look, fuck it. But don't leave any regrets on the court. And I think he's just having to get used to that new mentality and what comes with it. Because he's having to be a combo guard right now, which is good for his career. He needs this. But yeah, this confidence shit, stop it. He's confident. He knows what he's doing. He He has to get used to the new expectations. Going from franchise changing guy, which he is. He still is a franchise changing guy. He's just not. People want him to be LaMelo Ball. He's not LaMelo Ball. In college, he could be a LaMelo Ball, but even still, he wasn't LaMelo Ball because he wasn't putting up. He only averaged 14 points a game in college. I don't get how you think he's supposed to come in and average 19, 20 points a game. This is a man's league. You know, he took those bums out there and made them like watchable. Okay, give that man his flowers. Give that man his love while you can. UCLA ain't be shit since he ain't been there. I think LeVar said the same thing. This man is now averaging more in the NBA than he averaged in college, as far as the points per game is going on. So, yeah, let's stop the petty nonsense. Okay, let me hurry up and get JJ in here. So I close this video. I didn't intend for it to be this long. I'm going to go ahead and pull up JJ stats too because I need to see something. All right, JJ is at 37% from three. Okay, this is the lowest it's been since his third season in the league when he was 24. So he's improving. He's starting to get it back. He's not taking as many threes as he was taking prior. He's taking 4.5 this year. He took 6.6 last year. Him and Zoe basically switched off almost. And he was making 3 last year. This year he's making 1.7. He's also not playing anywhere near the same amount of minutes. Last year he played like 26 minutes. This year he's playing 18. Only giving you 8 a game. Now, here's the funny thing. Where? Okay. I've noticed recently, and it's not reflective in the stats because he doesn't play that much, but I noticed recently JJ has been taking more mid-range jumpers. I think what happened with JJ is JJ noticed his shot wasn't there, and his thing was like, okay, let me work myself into range by starting from the basics. Let me allow them to run me off the line and take that mid-range jump shot. So he's been taking that mid-range and he's been knocking it down. Now it's not reflective in the stats here. Obviously, he hasn't played too much. He's missed a lot of games and stuff like that. His numbers and minutes have been affected, but I think what I'm seeing here is the adaptation part for JJ is, okay, let me go ahead and work this mid-range. Because he wouldn't really take mid-ranges in previous seasons. It was like 3 or bust. He would maybe even go get a layup here or there. But it wasn't a ton of mid-ranges. I'm starting to see him lean more on the mid-range, and that could be maybe a testament that he is starting to expire as a player. And the compensation part is, okay, maybe I don't have the range I used to have, but I can still contribute by hitting twos. So that's a little adaptation that he's making in the game to benefit the team. You know, if you're going to be out there, man, you got to hit shots. Okay, so, I can't hit my threes. Let me hit my twos. You know, he hit some of his threes yesterday, so kudos to JJ for that. But, you know, that's just a little tidbits I picked up on last couple games. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but that's what I saw. No fucking way. I just noticed this. In his rookie year, they had him playing point guard. Hold on, man. Let me turn this around, bro. I'm not sure if y'all will be able to see this, but it says point guard. In his rookie season, 06-07. Wow. Wow. That's funny. That is funny. That's probably why the Pelicans got him on the ball stand, said, hey, he was a point guard your rookie year. But, man, that's all I got, man. Y'all have a good one. Peace.